How can a full-grown adult come out to say, I'm happy, I'm childless, I don't have anybody to be responsible for? My day is just fine. And everybody just jumps out to attack her and validate their own family. Say, oh, my family is my everything. I cannot exchange them for anything in the world. She must be miserable. She must be this. She must be that. What a wretched way to live. What a sorry way to live. You never experienced love. You never. Nobody asks you. You want to have children? Have children. Nobody asks you. Nobody asks your opinion. Nobody will look for you. You don't post your family since you and your children and your wife. They tell us how beautiful and how nice you are. Every Christmas and I go wear matching ashebi, I've been in pajamas, jump in front of camera, snap pictures, say from the Adebanjos, from the Opebis, from the everything. Nobody they are following and argue. Right? Because it's a normal thing for everybody to come from a family or have a family, right? But now you've run into someone that doesn't want a family, clearly, because if she wanted one, she forgo adopt. So wetin make you feel say, oh, now you know wetin dey right for another person. Person don't sit down, tell herself truth, say, omo, she no go get the time to come dey do anything wey concern pikin or wey concern family. Children running up and down, calling, plenty, change diaper, do this, carry them, go school, make food, like at 50-something years old. And you think that is your opinion that is going to change something in the person. You think, oh, that the person doesn't know anything. The person is just mumu, in just, you don't even understand what thing they do for this world. You know the irony of this situation? Most of you that jumped out of the window to start bashing her and talking about how blah, 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 and how your own family is the best thing that ever happened to you and you will not trade your children. You've traded your children for the time you spend in your workplace. Now you look at me and be like, this guy ain't talk with that one. So person no go work again. Person go work now. But while you are working and making the money, who is raising your children? The house help or the maid. Yeah, you go pay maid. She go come, she go feed your children. She go bath your children. She go give your children clothes to wear. She carry your children go school. When your children come back from school, they will spend the most time with her. Person where you don't know. Even if the person happens to be a family member or a relative, you still don't know exactly what is going on in your house. Or you have children, you have 5 children, you have 3 children. You don't know anything about anything that happen for your children's life. Because your maid handles everything from the beginning to the end. That's the irony. So saying you not trade your children for everything is just bullshit. Because you've already traded them for that job and that place where you go spend your entire day. You come back in the evening, you leave very early in the morning. Which time do you have to really know what's going on in your children's life? Your children are going to grow without you. You don't ever know any of your picking. Your picking go behave one way tomorrow. You come out and say, oh, no, he cannot behave like this, that he has never done this. How can you know he has never done it when you don't spend your time with him? Because it's the things you might not condone, your house help will condone it. Your maid is going to condone it. Some of us, we are so trusting and so removed, like detached from reality. We need to say, oh, because of we will bring family member, our sister or our brother or our cousin, relative or anything. Go and check the statistics. How many children were molested by family relatives? Uncles, aunties, brothers, sisters, nephews, nieces, and others. Go and check the statistics. You go look your brother or your sister, they say, no, this one cannot do anything because is their auntie now, is their guy, you don't know anybody. That woman is freaking happy, at least from within she don't show us, because if you say she's just trying to mask her misery, you too, all those times where they post your family online, they try to tell us that they happy, that they chop for table, that they go out together, that they wear pajamas. What were you trying to do that? And what were you trying to achieve? Because from my experience, a person that is truly happy doesn't run around trying to convince the world about anything. If you're truly happy with where you are or what you're doing, you don't even get time to remember see people they exist online. You'll be truly in the moment. You just be like when they play ball. Carry phone, they do look at me, I'm dribbling this guy. It's not gonna happen. Because you're locked in, you're in the moment. Everything will happen for the pitch. They pay 100% attention to am. The same thing when you go to a party that you really enjoy. You don't even remember say you get phone. But half of una, 90%, in fact, we'll have 90% of people will go party, they do on their phone. I'm at this party and it's so late. It's so late and you're sitting down on your phone. They snap picture with DJ, they snap with the barman, they snap with, they do anything else. You're not really enjoying it. You're just, they hear music, they feel, I did this prestigious club, make I let people know, sir, they here. That's how life is. When you're truly not enjoying anything, that's when you want to convince everyone that, oh, your life is so beautiful, so sweet, so enjoyable, everything is just nice. And that's why you'll be pained when you see another person that is doing the opposite of what you're doing, and you cannot even imagine that this person escaped the trap. Whether I like it or not, is a trap. Because if she ended up having children against her own wish, it would have been a trap for her. Some of us, why do we want children? Do we even know? Some of us want children because maybe not talk say we dey barren. Some of us want children, maybe not talk say we dey impotent. Some of us want children, make it not be like say, a man dey for this world, you can't born anybody, we go carry on in bloodline. But the question is deeper than that. What impact are you raising your children to make in the world? When you're not actively around, that person that is raising your children for you, whether not daycare, whether not maid, whether not house help, whether not your relative, do you know the full context of their character before leaving them in your house with your children? You don't, because you're not at home. Some of them say when you come back, your children tell you, say, "Oh, uncle did this," and you go say, "Which kind?" Say, "Me, you know waiting the talk." Say, "Na picking, na small picking brain." That's what happens a lot. Most of us, a lot of us, especially those that we are, sexually harassed or molested at a young age by relatives. They couldn't even, the ones who even manage to speak up, the times which kind of talk, come on, shut up, you know what you are saying. And I'm seeing young parents still trying to put themselves in those situations again and trying to traumatize their children with this parenthood of a thing. Nobody's forcing you to become a parent. Hey, you became a parent out of choice, fine. But no begin push your agenda on another person. We don't decide, say, she no want. Even a man can decide, guy, I don't want to have anybody in this world. And he say, I will die lonely, no problem. On that day for the hospital, when doctor said, do you have any family member? I said, no, I don't have. Say, so go say last prayer, or unplug my machine, they get out from this world. Some of you cannot comprehend the fact that it's not everybody cannot want the same thing you want. So people like, in old age, you go understand, you go be miserable. Oga, it doesn't apply to everybody. All of us have been programmed in some sort of way to want the same similar things in life. It's like Lambo now, for instance, or mansion, or whatever it is represents affluence or wealth to you. You would be surprised to jump person maybe say you don't even get plans of ever struggling that hard to come to just because you want to buy a Lamborghini or just because you want to build a big mansion. If they okay, they live inside 2 rooms or 1 room and parlor or even 1 room. He doesn't want to move out, doesn't want to do it. He don't want to stress himself, or you say, nah, this is mediocre lifestyle. This is just, this is pathetic. But you don't know, the inside that person's brain. Everybody must not want the same things you want just because you think those things are what will make your life complete and full. And you think everybody must want this thing because this thing is the optimal life. That's what they've sold to you as the optimal life. You mustn't have children to have a full life. Children are not a gateway into, I don't feel complete, so let me have children so that I'll now feel complete as a man. Or I don't feel complete, let me have children so I'll now feel complete as a woman. Children are not a gateway to your happiness. That's why most of us end up being terrible, horrible parents. We are going to revisit that same trauma where our parents passed to us. We'll pass them to our children. Because we don't understand what they do. We just want things. We cannot take care of things. We cannot nurture things. We cannot groom things, but we want it. We cannot just be like person never maintain small car where you get. You say na Ferrari, na Lamborghini. You never maintain the small Toyota or small bike or small, even let's use even phone for instance. Some people, they don't use one phone 1 week, if screen don't crack. If you use another phone 2 weeks, the screen don't crack. Every time, if you know one problem, another problem. Yet, iPhone 14 will come out, and that one you won't go buy. You never even take care of the small phone, we don't mean anything. Which to make you feel say you go take care of big phone, which cost a lot of money. But you want it just because every other person has it. That's why you're triggered, because you're truly in misery. Now you they actually live in misery. You cannot believe another person can have freedom and be happy without having that thing you're killing yourself for. That job you're working at that you hate so much, or that business you're doing that is stressing your life out so much. Like the only reason you're giving yourself is because you have children and you have to provide for them. You cannot believe another person can be comfortable without going through that stress. You cannot believe another person can be happy without going through that stress. You know, if you believe say person who just did like this, just not get any responsibility at 51 or whatever age the woman was or the woman is. You just cannot believe it that a woman can decide on her own not to have children in this world. She don't even do sperm donor. She don't even do a surrogate father. I've been out in the collab. She don't even adopt. She just did live her life. You did threaten her and then I say she go die die lonely. Man. But welcome to the world, Sha, where one person's peace is another person's trouble. You know, people, Twitter is an anger generator. Everybody just want vex for something. Everybody just want find something where they go. You know, we go make them one punch something like, yo, people even posting their family pictures on the kind thread saying, my daughter is this one, my son is this one, and they are the best gift. Nobody asked you, nobody. Why Yatambeka? I speak Hausa now for those who understand. Why Yatambeka? Who asked you? Nobody sought your opinion. I mean, nobody's seeking your opinion. Man, no go speak English, one no. You just jump out, just begin the shake like, oh, like say person talk, say children are crap, or nobody's happy in their marriage. Children are just a waste of time or a waste of space or just unnecessary stress. Nobody said that. You cannot be the measuring rod for everybody's life. You cannot be the measuring rod. What you like and love, another person can hate it to the last, and you will not be able to find any rational reason for why that person hates it, and it's okay for that person to hate it. Sometimes you go look at those tribes that they stay for bush, you go talk, say, see how they live in there, and they're not even civilized, they are 30 years behind civilization. See as they are walking around naked, and those people, they wake up happier than you. They don't lack anything for this life. Water day, if they're hungry, they'll go hunt. If they want marry or if they want do anything we concern the opposite sex, easy. Then they say you have to buy a ring or buy any gift or do anything just because of say you want get woman. Everything is free for them. They are roaming around happy. But you in your civilized state, you know, go feel believe say people who actually just day like this, just they comfortable in this life. None of them have ever complained to you. Say, bro, I they suffer for this life. I just they trek around. I know they wear clothes to see me. I just they suffer anyhow. If you help me with small money, I buy mansion. None of them have ever disturbed you. And even when you see people go to interview them, they are happy, they are smiling, they are chanting. You see them completely in the moment, living the way God intended us to live. For those of you that believe in God, or living the way the universe intended us to live. For those of you that believe in the universe and all those other stuff. But it just the pain you say, if you believe, say, a person go fit do this war, go they wear clothes and then go they happy. Like how can you not have a car? How can you not have a mansion? How can you not have a bed that is soft and a pillow that is soft? How can you not have a phone? How do you survive without knowing what's going on in the world? You cannot comprehend that someone can actually be satisfied in life without craving any of the things you are killing yourself for. So, me, I'm 100% in support of that woman. As long as it's a choice she made, 100%. Everybody has a right to making their choice, and you're not a thing in the world to jump out and tell anybody how to live their own lives. You understand? If you're one of those that jumped into that lady's comments, just realize you're actually very sick. You're sick mentally. You know, the moment you start trying to validate it, it's just like, for instance, when people come out and say, all men are something, and you feel the need to go into the comment section and say, no, men are not. Trust me, you're just insecure. Oh, all Igbo men are. Say no, Igbo men are. Guy, you cannot fight somebody's personal experience in life. No matter how hard you try, that's the person's own personal experience. You know? Enough said.